I totally feel the same way. Energetically done with Arizona. Yeah, and I feel like even the weather, it's because it's very different than Arizona. I feel like even the weather at Arizona was draining you to this point, and I feel like that the weather in the Carolinas is really gonna energize you and give you a big boost. So I hope that once you settle in, I think things will be good. Things will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna go to Instagram now.
Oh,
And I'm gonna, let's see, the first one I see here is J.M. Reed.
okay.
J.M. Reed, 1972, would love a card, please. J.M. Reed, we put in the comments, let me know you're still there. You're welcome, Mary Ellen. Thank you.
And I love how the community in the chat here is so
Janet.
supportive of each other.
Oh, I do too. That's one of my favorite things. This is Janet. So Janet is in Instagram. Thank you for being here, Janet.
Yeah, hey Janet. So Janet would like a card, just general?
Yep.
Okay, why don't you go first this time, Jeffrey?
All right. So there's this feeling I want to talk about. It feels like there's been a shift in the heart center, but why? So let me try to find this. Because I feel like that there have been, here's how it feels to me. It feels like that I've been hurt in a way that I really learned from, that I really grew from. And I feel like that you're in this place of growth from that hurt. Like you're recognizing that relationship, whether it was a friend or a love, however, but it feels to me like there's an absolute growth with it, with regard to your heart, your mental self. There is a sense of you really recognizing like even more love and acceptance and patience for the self. There's this feeling of really recognizing within that when we do hold that place within ourself, what is within is without. So when we start to have, shower ourselves with grace, so to speak, and look at our own past, our own behaviors, maybe we hadn't shined so much, and let's be clear, none of us do all the time. But we start to look at that in the past, and we start to recognize, oh yeah, could have done better there. Okay, yep. Now, or in with it regard to a relationship, maybe whatever you went through made you realize, now your deal breakers. Now your boundaries. Now what you're worth and what you are willing and not willing to accept. Mm-hmm. But there's this great feeling about this openness within your heart that I feel like is opening and flowing, and it feels really beautiful to me. And I just want to honor that and respect that, because that's hard work. That's hard work.
Yeah.
Oh, Janet says absolutely. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. Awesome. And so I got a supporting card for that. Never ending story of protection. And look at the heart. Right.
Yeah.
And because the heart, is upside down regarding relationships, it's like this relationship turned your heart upside down. Right. But the card is encouraging you to not get caught up in other people's drama and trauma, and to look within and know, like Jeffrey said, know what your deal breakers are, because especially as women, we often will have deal breakers, but then we get a little soft on those deal breakers and say, well, maybe they'll change, so I'm going to stick it out, right? And so know what your deal breakers are 100%, and stick to it, especially if it's something that's really important to you. But I feel like that this is a big learning process and learning curve for you. And I do feel like that if you do the deep dive work this time around, you won't have this experience again. I feel like that this is sort of the end of, my guides are calling it a legacy. So I would, when they say a legacy, to me, that means that this is a pattern that has been through your family lineage. So this is a pattern that has repeated not just in your own life and relationships, but in other women in your family and their relationships. This pattern, same pattern, will have shown up. So I hope that helps and makes sense. And keep doing the work, honey. You know, the personal development stuff is not easy, but it is so worth it. It's so worth it in the end.
Yeah. Completely. And I wanted to remind all of you, whether you're here with us live or you're watching this later, if anything that you're listening to resonates with you, you were absolutely supposed to be here to hear that. So even though, we're talking to Janet right now, if anything is pinging you on your insides, like it feels like we're talking to you too, we are. You're here for that, for those reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. The Cleodon, right? Where one person is the representative for a message that can be for many people.
Yes. What'd you call that?
A Cleodon.
Cleodon.
Cleodon. Yeah.
Cleodon.
Cleodon. It goes back to the age of the god, back to the age of the goddess.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look that word up when we're done here.
Yeah. Susan. My brother just released from the hospital after a close call. His name is Jim. Oh, Susan. Sorry to hear about Jim. I do feel like he's gonna be okay though. Does he have heart issues? Heart or lung? Heart, lung, heart, lung, heart. I'm in the heart and lung area. And I did see a medical question earlier, which I do want to go back to. I don't know who it was, so I'll scroll back for that. But Susan, do you know heart, lung, heart, lung?
He did. He had a heart attack, she said.
Okay, because I'm going heart, lung. Yeah. I feel like that he is going to be okay. He's going to recover. I feel like it's going to be somewhat of a little bit of a slow process for him. And I don't know. My guides are being a little bit funny. They have a sense of humor. They're saying he needs to drink more lemonade. So I'm going to say he probably needs some vitamin C. Now, I have to give the disclaimer. I do medical intuition, but I am not a medical doctor. I do not prescribe. So, whatever you hear here is just suggestions, not a prescription. I'm not a medical doctor or a medical professional. So I have to give that disclaimer. But I feel like he needs some vitamins and minerals. I feel like that for some reason his body is low on vitamins and minerals. And again, I'm not a medical doctor, but that's what I'm seeing as a medical intuitive. But he needs to take it slow, but not so slow that he babies himself out of, sort of living life, because I feel like he could fall into that, where he can take it slow, but he needs to get on a regimen with really great nutrition and supplementation and things like that, and not stop living life because of it, but take it slow, but slow and steady. So moving forward but keep moving. Hope that helps.
Oh, she said the heart attack was in the 90s.
Okay.
But she understood what you were saying. After that, she said makes sense. So yeah, so she understood.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So, and I saw her say something about a near-death experience.
Yeah, so with his heart attack, he had a near-death experience.
Oh, that's interesting.
A while ago. Yeah, 30 years ago, I bet.
Interesting. So I'm tuning into his present self though. So whatever physically he has going on right now, he needs to look at his nutrition. Okay. He needs to look at his minerals, vitamin levels, things like that. I feel like he's depleted. He's got some depletion on vitamins and minerals, and vitamin D. Almost everybody's deficient of vitamin D. Not a medical doctor, go get tested. And if you need vitamin D, get out in the sun first before you start taking popping vitamins. Get out in the sun. Yeah, nailed it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do feel like his energy is kind of laggy. Okay, I saw the message about health and then I lost it again. Bonnie. I don't know if Bonnie is still here.
Bonnie.
Bonnie. Please ask my guides for a health reading for me. Bonnie, if you're here, just let us know. I feel like there's a problem with toes. Not here. Susan says she's not here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Bonnie. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's pick somebody else. How's Instagram looking?
Instagram. Okay. So let's see. Oh, Janet asked, what's the best way to open to spirits? Good question.
That's a great question.
It's a very good question.
Yeah, that's a really great question. Be curious and look for signs, right? Ask spirit to send you signs. And I love looking to nature for signs. If I have like a particular question that I'm looking for guidance for, I'll say like, okay, so if it's in my best and highest good to move forward with X, then I'd like to see I give you a great example. I was in Florida, and I was making a big decision about whether or not to actually jump into Colette's year-long mastermind, which was pretty expensive, totally worth it. But it was a big commitment because I had just finished 3 years of healer school that cost over $40,000. And so, it was another big financial commitment right after doing the healing school. And so, I walked the grounds in between breaks, in the break at the hotel when this offer had been made. It was at a 3-day event, and you had to sign up that day because it was she was taking very limited seats. So I said, okay, Spirit, this is a huge thing. I'm like having a freak out. You've got to show me a clear sign that this is the right thing for me. So I'm walking the property, and just as I'm getting back to the hotel, I walked all the way down to Universal Studios and back, and it was, a couple miles. And as I'm just walking through the archway of the hotel, there's a tree, and I look up, and there's a hawk in the tree maybe about 7 feet off the ground. It was really low, just sitting there on the branch. And I stood there, and I was about 4 feet away from this hawk, and I went, wow, that's interesting. And hawks are always messengers for me. And so I went back in and I asked a couple of people who were from the area, and I'm like, hey, are hawks common down here? Because hawks are kind of common where I live. And the consensus was you almost never see a hawk down here. And one of my friends said, I've seen one hawk in 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said, okay, that's my sign. I know, because for me, a hawk is bringing me the message, right, that I'm looking for. And so I jumped in, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. So you can ask spirit for signs. Meditating is a great way to invite spirit in. So praying is different than meditating. Praying is putting out. Meditating is opening up to receiving. Okay.
Listening.
Yeah. And you don't have to sit on a cushion for an hour or half an hour. If you have a good 3-minute meditation, it's better than a crappy 20-minute meditation.
Totally. And if you're a mover, a moving meditation is just as helpful. That puts you in the same place as, sitting on a pillow. The whole point is to be present in the very now, right? That's the whole point.
Yes. Yes.
And, I also want to add in there is also to know yourself, like really know yourself. If you are an artist that works with paints and colors and drawing, you're really visual. Okay. So more than likely you're super clairvoyant. So when you are asking for signs, know about yourself where your strengths may lie, because and if you're a musician and you're really, you've got the what is that called where you have perfect pitch? Like if you got perfect pitch, more than likely you're super clairaudient. So when you're asking for signs and you're wondering, how am I going to get them? Pay attention to how you roll. And if you're an empath, if you feel everybody's feelings, just expect that you may be feeling some feelings from spirit that are not yours, and that's your sign. But also, like Cynthia was saying, be open to that, which she was just kind of like following her guides unknowingly, walking outside, and boom, there's a hawk. Her guides were nudging her, go this way, go this way, go this way, and she gets outside and happens to notice this, and then feels the urge to start asking questions. Yeah. So
Right.
so yeah, pay attention to how you roll on your insides and know that about yourself.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Like, I truly believe that we are firing on all cylinders. We're spiritual beings. We are connected and we are wired.
Mhm.
We just might not realize it. So in that, where you really start to realize, oh yeah, you know what, I am a musician, I have been for 30 years, I'm going to start really paying attention to that. You could be hearing a song from the pool, maybe this, and whatever phrase you hear in this lyric, that could be your sign, your answer that just like hit you in that moment.
Yeah.
That's clairaudient.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so many ways. There's this, and it's super, super fun to start recognizing that and start picking that out in your daily life and waking life, and really recognizing the true connection that we all have to spirit and to our guides and guardians and God or source or spirit and loved ones or trees and and the ocean and the rivers and the streams. I mean, yeah, we're all connected. We are one.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I love that, you give the thought to really look at the areas where you already love, right? Like if you love music, if you even food, right? You might have the sense of smelling or tasting at clear gustance, and clear cognizance, clear knowing, right? I actually is interesting because I actually wrote about, so I have this theory that um the personality profile, you'll get your clairs, um the clairs that will be more prevalent for you will be depending on what your personality profile is, right? And in the profile system that I'm trained in. And so like charismatic leaders who embrace all of the 5 personality profiles within the charismatic leader can tap into all of the clairs. And it doesn't mean that you're going to tap into them and be an expert in all of them to start with, but the charismatic leaders are the one that have the clear vision, the seeing, right? Knowledgeable achievers are the ones that have the clear cognizance, the clear knowing. You're the ones that things just drop into your head and you don't know where that thought came from, right? And one way I like to help people start to pay attention to, is this your thought or is this coming from somewhere else, is when you are actually thinking a thought, you can sort of locate it in your head. Like put your finger on, if you're thinking something right now, and everybody can do this, put your finger where it feels like that thought is living, where that thought is coming from. For me, it's here, right? When I get messages or downloads from spirit, I hear around my left ear, or the message will come in here. So I know it's not mine because it's not coming in. It's not here. Right. So that's a sort of a little trick that I teach, how to know what's your thought and what is spirit coming in. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And whatever your strongest senses are, because the physical senses, the 5 senses, mirror the astral or the psychic senses, right? And we all have psychic ability. Now, not everybody is going to get to the level that like Jeffrey and I are at, because you're not here for that. So our chakras have a lot to play into that, in our personality profile and what our mission is that we've come here to accomplish. But everyone does have psychic built in, and everybody can learn how to tune into that, right, and express that. And it's like when if you're a pianist or you play some kind of instrument, right? You might be an okay pianist or an okay guitar player or an okay singer, but you might not be Liberace. I'm showing my age with that.
True. It's true though.
You might not be, you might not ever make it to Liberace no matter how much you practice, because that's not part of who you're supposed to be in this particular lifetime.
Yeah, it's not part of your contract.
Right. It's not part of your contract, but everybody has psychic intuition, and I use intuition and psychic interchangeably, even though some people would disagree with me. And I'll tell you the difference is intuition comes through the bottom 3 chakras, and 1, 2, 3. Psychic or intuition or psychic comes through the top 3, 7, 6, 5, and they meet in the heart. Intuition, you feel it viscerally in your body, like it. You have some kind of
that gut feeling.
You have a gut feeling. You've got some kind of response, right? A psychic comes in and you don't have that same gut feeling, and you're like, "Oh, is this my thought or is this something else?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, it's true. That was good. That was a great conversation.
Yeah,
and darling, so hang on. Bonnie is here. We're gonna go back to Bonnie.
Cool. I just saw that she says hi. She's here. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So Bonnie, I feel like there's some, I don't know if this is you or somebody around you, but I feel like I have a problem with my foot, with my toes. I don't know if it's diabetes or circulation issue, but I feel like there's something going on with a foot and with toes, with something to do with circulation. So if you can just let me know if that's you or if that's somebody close to you, that would be great. And I love Keith says, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith. Yes, gout flare up from heart medication they give me. Okay, great. So again, I have to say I'm not a medical doctor. I don't prescribe. I do medical intuition. So take whatever suggestions that may come through and you use them to your best discretion. Okay. So I do feel like I'm sort of wondering what your daily food intake looks like. I almost feel like I might not be eating enough, or I'm eating at weird hours, or something about food. I want to sort of clean up the food, and I want to eat on a more consistent sort of schedule. Does that make sense at all? And I don't know why they want you to eat apples. I don't know if apples are good for gout, but they're showing me apples, and they want you to eat apples. Apples are actually really great to eat in the morning. So one of the things that I do, how I start my day, is warm lemon water. So I squeeze a whole lemon into warm water, and I drink a glass of that before I do anything else. And then I eat an apple, not an apple that's really sweet or one that's really tart, sort of a middle of the road apple. And that actually helps to cleanse the liver. It helps with your digestion, the fiber from don't peel it, because you want the fiber from the peel. I do organic apples because apples are one of the dirty fruits that have a lot of pesticides. If they're not organic, and you can't like clear those pesticides out, even if you wash it with some kind of fruit wash or something like that. So that's how I start my day. And then I'll have something a couple of hours later. So I feel like that you could really use a cleanse, Bonnie, and some liver detoxification. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know if you're on medications or anything. So you want to definitely check with your doctor or pharmacist. But I feel like that you really do from a liver detox. Dandelion root is great for that. But again, you want to check with your pharmacy or doctor in case there's any complications with your medication. I like to go to the pharmacist personally to ask about conflicts with medication, because that's what they do, right? They specialize in knowing about prescription medications and what the contradictions are. In my experience, medical doctors don't have as much knowledge as with every prescription there is, because there's tons of prescriptions out there. So I always go to the pharmacist to ask about any contradiction between any kind of supplements or medications that I might be taking. So I hope that helps. I do feel like a detox is going to help you, and that I don't know why they're showing me knitting or crocheting or some kind of knit work, right? So if you're not doing something with your hands, I feel like they want you to get busy with your hands, because I feel like that you need sort of that distraction, because I do feel like that you have some pain in the body, and I feel like that you need a distraction to keep you distracted from the pain that you feel in the body. And so make sure that you're busy, you're doing things with your hands. You can't not be out there running marathons or whatever, but busy. And also, when you work with your hands, whether it doesn't matter if it's clay or cooking or yarn and needlework or whatever, it actually can help you go into a meditative state as well. And
Yeah, totally.
yeah, right. So I just want to pull a card for her, and I hope that really helps. I mean, if you wanted to go in more in depth than that, Bonnie, it really would be a one-on-one. And let's see, what else does spirit want Bonnie to know? Oh, a leg up and protection. So you might feel like that you haven't been able to catch a break, right? Where it seems like that the right people haven't been there to sort of give you the leg up that you need. And this could be the medical profession. They can't find answers. I feel like that's sort of related to that. And you just feel like you can't catch a break. So I want you to do some writing on that, some journaling on that. And I want you to start thinking about and using some positive programming, and say, luck comes to me in every way and every day, in every way and every day, and the right people come into my life. So I can't repeat that. So if you didn't get it, you'll have to watch the replay.
Luck comes to me in every way, every day.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. What do you have, Jeff?
Bonnie. So just not much more than that, but a few things that I was seeing when I scan somebody's body and I see shadows around their parts, I saw a shadow around like the lower abdomen, and I just feel like I want to talk about inflation. Not inflation, inflammatory. that's a different show altogether.
It's kind of fitting now. Right.
Inflammation. I feel like I want to talk about inflammation, and to be cognizant and aware of the foods that you're eating, and or like an anti-inflammatory diet is like how I want to encourage, prebiotics, probiotics. It feels very digestion related. So
yeah, turmeric, ginger, to cook with turmeric is really good. Yeah, Mediterranean anti-inflammatory diet. Yeah, I mean that's good for most people. For sure. But the other thing you can look at also is oh gosh, what is it called? The guy's, it's Dr. Young, and it's about pH, the body pH. And the medical medium talks a lot about it also, Anthony Williams.
Yeah.
So you can look Anthony up and look at his protocols. They're not for everybody, but they certainly can help. Yeah, to detox. Celery juice detoxifies the body. I love celery juice.
Yes.
Yeah. Keith, I love Keith. Keith is so awesome. Don't forget to go on Instagram and look up Cynthia and Jeff and subscribe.
They're amazing. Oh, hi, Debbie. Debbie's here. Excuse me. Yeah, Debbie's here. Debbie's gonna come on with me on the 22nd, I think we talked about. Yay.
Awesome. Hi, Debbie. Welcome.
Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, we have a bunch of new people. Michael has come in. Transcend with Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. So we have Michael Christopher.
Michael. Oh, Michael.
Let's see. Jess says I took my dog for a beautiful walk today, and I looked down and there was a little ghost tag on the path right by my foot. A little ghosty present for me. Cute.
That is cute, Jess.
Cute. All right, let's see. Do we have more questions here? Oh, Keith says saw a red cardinal and saw 2 black crows. Awesome. Our loved ones often come as cardinals and other types of birds. I've had a robin at my sliding glass door for about a week. It just like crazy at the door, banging into the glass, wanting, like, pecking it, like not flying into it, like fighting with the glass.
I love that.
Yeah, my mother comes as a robin, so I wonder what the heck she's trying to tell me.
Let's do one last collective for the collective.
Okay, that sounds great. There's so much in the chat. It's hard to to find the questions. Okay, so that was a whole pile. We're not going to use that. Let's see. What message does Spirit want to leave everyone as we're wrapping up, huh?
Yes.
Or are we? Or are we going to keep going?
Yeah, do you want to keep going? I mean, we can keep going if you'd like.
It's up to you.
It's 8:10 for you.
Yeah. Oh.
What do you guys think?
What do you think?
Oh, Bonnie says, thank you guys. I do take both turmeric and gin. Okay, awesome.
Kidney and liver problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Thanks, Bonnie.
Yeah, Reiki, Bonnie. Some energy work too can help as well. All right, let's see. Let's pull a card. Let's play. Come to the edge. This is about taking risks, right? You've got all that you need, and it's time now to jump. Yeah, come to the edge, take the risk. So anybody that, again, that's here with us live or who is watching on YouTube or Instagram, on Facebook, or who sees the replay, whatever you've been sitting on, you're ready. It's time to move forward. It's time to take the risk. It's time to leap. And sometimes leaping means it's a test of faith, right? Where we don't know what the result is going to be. We don't have a safety net, and it can be scary to take a big leap. But this card is all about that. It's about, you're at the edge. You are ready to move, and you are ready to take that big next step and big leap. And now's the time to go for it.
Yeah, and I want to, I feel like I need to say this too. You might not feel ready. Mm-hmm. You might feel like you need more classes, you need more practice sessions, you need more practice, whatever. And I get that fear. Trust me. I totally get that fear when you feel like you're not ready. Here's what I know from my own self in doing this work over the last 16, however many years. I didn't think I was ready for the longest time. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I need this class and I need this class and I need this teacher and I need that teacher. You know what? I come to find out it was just a delay tactic within myself, delaying the inevitable of getting out there doing this work, right?
Right.
It was just a delay tactic. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, okay. No shame, no guilt. Completely understand. I got it. Yep. I totally was, because I was afraid. And there are times where I'm still afraid to get on screen and camera and whatever, but here's what I found out. When we show up in the way that we are supposed to show up, when we are in alignment with our soul, mm-hmm. Spirit doesn't leave us hang. No. When we show up, Spirit shows up. And if it's not spirit work that you're doing, if you're a teacher, if you are starting a new job, if if you are in alignment and you realize you're here and this is where you are and this is what you're doing, take that step. We've got so many helpers on the other side. We've got so many people on the other side. We've got so many people here that have our back.
Yeah.
And when it feels like we are literally going to make a complete ass out of ourselves, and say the wrong thing, or just look foolish, or look like a fraud, or look dumb, or so what? So what? We get up and start over and do it again.
Right. Yeah, and that's so important, Jeffrey, because that's the whole key, is getting up and doing it over again. Right. Because we make mistakes and we learn, right? And if we wait until it's perfect, we'll never do it and we won't learn, and we're holding back our gifts from people who might really need it. Somebody here today needed a message that we brought, whether it was directly to them or they overheard it, but it was a message that they needed, right, in their life right now. And when we don't do the work, when we don't lean in, when we withhold and think, oh, it's not perfect, I can't do it yet. And I mean, I've been saying for 2 years, I'm getting classes out there again. And I've been taking a million classes, and there's a million reasons why I haven't done it yet. Right. And the biggest reason is people want me to teach psychic development, and I don't want to teach that. But that's what people want me to teach. And it's so interesting because, talking about messages from spirit and how do you listen. And two people yesterday, two of my mentors out of the blue said, you need to be teaching psychic development. I went, oh, right. So guess what? My next course is coming out is going to be psychic development. But and so why haven't I done it in 2 years? Honestly, I'm going to be really transparent here. I had one of my students who was my biggest fan and big rave in reviews, and was with me for a few years. She went through an emotional crisis and took it out on my teaching, and I didn't know at the time. She did it to everybody, all the other teachers that she was taking classes with at the time, but I took it personally because she was also my friend. And so I lost my confidence, right? And so to get back in the game again, it's taken me a while to say, you know what, I need to do this, and whoever it's meant for, that'll be the right people that show up. And and so even as long as I've been doing this, sometimes I get knocked off my path, in whatever that is. In this case, it's the teaching. I know I'm a teacher. I've always known that I was a teacher, even when I was a little kid. And so it's about being vulnerable and brave and getting back out there again. And so whatever it is, know that even us who have been doing this for a while, we sometimes don't do what we could be doing, and hold back, but spirit will keep knocking on the door to get you to go in the direction. And in my experience, when you don't answer the door, the knock will get louder and louder until you finally, open the door and actually get on your path. And I have a whole big story about that, but that's for another day.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. You just said a mouthful. Absolutely. When spirit comes knocking, if you have all the light, turn the lights off. Shh, we're not home. Shh, we're not home. And you're hiding behind the couch.
Yeah.
They'll go to the back door. They'll go to the side windows. They'll go to the sliding glass door. They'll come back to the front door, and the knocks get louder. And yeah.
And sometimes the knocks will knock you, hard. So rather than getting that cosmic and literal 2x4, I encourage you to take the leap, to dive in. And it's not like I haven't been doing anything for the last 2 years. I've been on Clubhouse, and TikTok, and doing all other things, doing everything but teaching. But, I've been doing reading and speaking and things like that. And I wrote a book, and I'm in a couple of other books. So I have been doing other things, which I needed to do those things too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do those
Awesome.
things too. Somebody commented about the Claires and the explanations of Carol. Actually, I have a book that's available on Amazon. I hope that's okay, Jeffrey, that I mentioned
Go
that.
ahead. Absolutely.
It's super inexpensive. It's like $1.99. I have it really cheap so everybody can afford it. And it's an ebook, so you can go download that. And I talk about the Claires and the personality profiles in there in a way that is pretty simple that everybody can understand. And I share a little bit about my story, how I started in the beginning of that. So I hope that helps. It's a really good introduction to the Claires and also to the personality profiles.
And that's at CynthiaFontaine.com.
I think there's a link there.
I'll make sure there's one here afterwards.
Thank you. I leave that stuff is all Elise. And
what's the name of the book?
Psychic: A Guide to Your Intuition. Let me see. I'm going to my website right now. It is available on Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah. So, my books. Look at that. Oh, that's interesting. The page is blank. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get Elise on this now. So go to Amazon, Google Amazon, look for Cynthia Fontaine, and the book will come up, and we'll have the link.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, I'm glad you asked, Jeffrey, because I did not know there was a problem with that page.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Yeah, me too. Good. See, Spirit.
All right, guys, I have to get the dogs out.
Okay. So this has been so much fun.
This has been so much fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love spending time with you and with the wonderful people that come in. It's really this is what I love to do.
Yeah, it's what I love to do too. I'm going to bug you again and get you back on here in the next month or so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And you guys, so I will be out the Wednesday the 8th and Wednesday the 15th. I'm going to Key West for some much needed respite.
Good for you.
It's been 2 years since we've been away. So yeah, so I'll be out the next 2 weeks. But then we've got, well, like I said, Debbie, Transcend with Debbie. Debbie Romero will be here with me on the 22nd. And Cheryl Murphy's coming back. Cynthia's coming back. Yeah. Dina DeCastro is coming back. Dina DeCastro, our local astrologer, is going to be talking to us about what just happens this Friday. This Friday, Jupiter and Uranus conjunct. Something big happens this Friday, and we're going to have a big talk about it. So, yeah.
That'll be exciting. I know we just had a Jupiter Taurus thing a couple of weeks ago. Oh, Saturn, she says. So Jupiter and Saturn. I know we just had a couple of weeks ago, we had a Jupiter Taurus thing, which actually where Taurus is, and you can ask her about this, where Taurus is in your chart, that sets the sort of tone for the next 13 years for you with that conjunction that we just had, that Taurus conjunction.
Yes.
Do you know about that?
I don't, but I remember one of the astrologers talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, astrology and me, I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, I know quite a bit. I can speak to it a little bit, but as far as knowing what's happening on the weekly, no.
Yeah. I took a workshop with the Jupiter Taurus thing, and that was like maybe 2 weeks ago. So I'd be interested. I can't wait to tune in to Jupiter Uranus was last month.
Oh, it was? Okay. So there's something. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, there's something happening this Friday.
Yeah, Carol said Saturn.
You know what? Before we go, somebody came here from Instagram when Instagram shut itself off.
Yeah.
And I
Is
want
that
to get to them quick before. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Mary. Hi, Mary. Thanks for coming back over here. There you go.
yeah,
Okay.
thanks, Mary.
So wisdom around the book that Mary's writing. Ooh.
I feel like you have actually two books in one. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I feel like that you are tackling a big topic, and I feel like that there's two books in one. So the right now is people are reading books like up to 120 pages for the most part. Um, Anything more than 120 pages is even the publishers are sort of turning away from. So I'm in that Hay House Authorpreneur group. I've been in the Hay House writing group since they started, so I get a lot of like what's going on in the writing world right now, and they
Great to know.
yeah, and they really recommend books up to like 120-ish pages. You could push 130, but more than that people really aren't reading longer books these days. So, and I feel like that you have so much material to share, that I feel like that I'd like to see it in two books. Does that make sense, Mary?
I hope Mary's still here.
I hope so too. I hope so too. And Keith says he's a Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio moon. Wow, Keith, I'm a Virgo sun, a Gemini moon, and a Capricorn rising. Oops. You weren't asking me.
We were just talking to you, Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Don't know the book's name, but she's voraciously writing it.
Oh, she was responding to Carol. Okay, so anyway, Mary, did you understand what Cynthia was talking about with regard to your book?
Yeah, so Mary, you are writing a book, correct?
Come on, Mary.
Let's pick a card. Sometimes there's a lag.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are typing. So let's see. Let's pick a card for Mary regarding her book. Oh, interesting. Breathe and protection. So relax. I feel like that you're putting yourself under a lot of pressure and unnecessary deadlines. I would keep writing, but breathe. You've got time to do this, and you've got time to put it all together. It's not a rush to the finish line as much as it is um you've got time to put it out, okay? And I feel like that um the revisions might get a little frustrating, but don't worry. Breathe through it. You will get it done in cooperation and conjunction with spirit. Ask for help and just breathe through it. Know that it will get out in the right timing, but don't like make yourself crazy trying to get it done where you're not, going for a walk or, living life. You're forgetting to eat, things like that. Take a breath, maybe even take a step back and then come back to it and then get revitalized.
Divine timing.
You can't make this stuff up. Oh my! No wonder you were laughing over there in the background.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I really want to remind you, Mary, if you're still there, that you're not in a rush. You're not in a hurry. That this is happening in its own divine timing. And it feels like there's a lot of light around this. A lot of light around this writing.
Yeah.
It feels very good. It feels very good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, know that.
Yeah, deep topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This has been so much fun. I can't wait to catch your show with your astrologer. What's your astrologer's
Dina
name?
DeCastro. Yeah, Dina DeCastro.
Nina
She's
DeCastro. Yeah,
awesome.
from
She's
your
been
other
on the
show.
show quite a few times, and she's so helpful.
Oh, good, good. I can't wait to catch some of your other shows.
Thank you, love. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you guys so much for being here this late. It's 8:30 for you guys in the East Coast already.
Yeah, it is. I get my second one now.
You get the zoomies at 9:00 at night.
I do get the zoomies. I love the nighttime. I've always loved nighttime. I don't know why. I was born under a morning star, but I love the nighttime.
Well, then we're gonna do this again in June. Just
Awesome.
putting that out there.
Sounds great. Have a wonderful vacation, and I look forward to hearing all about it and seeing you soon.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. My name is Jeffrey Peck. This has been Cynthia Fontaine with us. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm hugging you from here, and I'm hugging all of you from here too. I love you all to pieces.
Love you all so much. Thank you.